It was 3 a.m. and Speed was crying next to the dumpsters behind McDonald's. It was the lowest point of his life. Summer 2018, Cincinnati. 17-year-old Darren Watkins Jr. had collapsed onto garbage bags in his yellow-red uniform. Tears streaming down his face mixed with the smell of frying oil. His phone buzzed in his pocket. The fifth message from his mother. "Son, where are you? I'm worried." He didn't have the strength to reply. Everything that happened that day flashed before his eyes. The morning had started normally. Speed. Nobody called him Speed back then, just Darren. Had woken up at 4, caught the bus, arrived at work at 5. Opening shift, same as always. He'd been working at this McDonald's for 6 months. $7.25 an hour. Ohio minimum wage. 6 days a week. 8 to 10 hours a day. His only dream was to save money for a good computer. He wanted to make YouTube videos, but his 2009 laptop could only record in 480p. The laptop was held together with duct tape. The screen flickered. The battery died after 20 minutes, but it was all he had. Every night after work, exhausted, covered in grease, he'd still make videos, gaming commentary, reactions, anything. His room was his studio, a bedsheet for a background, a $15 microphone from Walmart. One day, he'd tell himself, one day I'll have real equipment. "Darren, you forgot the fries again!" shouted manager Kyle, 28 years old, bald, and hated life. He especially disliked Darren. Kyle had been at McDonald's for 10 years, started his crew, worked his way to manager. This was his kingdom, and he ruled it with an iron fist. He saw himself in Darren, young, ambitious, dreaming of more, and he hated it. It reminded him of his own failed dreams. "Sorry, Mr. Kyle, doing it now." Darren rushed, fries, burgers, nuggets, always making something. He barely had breaks. 10 minutes to eat, that's it. His coworkers were mostly high school dropouts or people in their 40s who'd given up. Maria, 45, 3 kids, always tired. Jerome, 22, talked about his mixtape that was dropping soon for 2 years now. They were good people, but defeated. At noon, the restaurant filled up. Saturday afternoon, the busiest time. Darren was drenched in sweat, taking orders while working the register. "Welcome to McDonald's, may I take your order?" He'd said it 1,000 times. The fake smile hurt his face. "Yo, aren't you Darren?" said a voice. Darren looked up. His high school classmate Jamal stood there, his girlfriend beside him. Expensive clothes, nice car keys in hand, BMW logo visible. "Jamal, hey!" Darren said, embarrassed. "You work here, bro?" There was pity in Jamal's voice. "Yeah, temporary," Darren lied. "Still chasing that YouTube dream?" Jamal laughed. His girlfriend laughed too. She whispered something, probably about how pathetic he looked. Darren's face reddened. "Would you like to order?"
"Nah, bro. We're going to Cheesecake Factory. Just came in for the bathroom."
As Jamal walked away, he turned back. "Take care of yourself, Darren. Be realistic for once. YouTube's not for everybody." Something broke inside Darren at that moment, but he kept working. He had to. Rent was due. His mom needed help with bills. His little brother needed school supplies. The afternoon dragged on. Entitled customers, screaming kids, spilled drinks. Darren cleaned it all. By 6 p.m., his feet were killing him. His back ached. The smell of fries was embedded in his skin, his hair, his soul. At 8 p.m., the night shift started. Darren had been on his feet for 15 hours. Someone from morning shift didn't show up, so he worked double. "I can do this," he kept telling himself, "for the computer, for the dream." He thought about his YouTube channel. Last video got 47 views, 12 likes, 3 comments. One was spam, one was hate, one was his mom on a fake account being supportive. But he loved it. Those 45 real people who watched. They mattered. "Darren!" Kyle shouted. "Customer complaint! Says there's pickles in his burger." "But he asked for pickles." "I don't want excuses! Go apologize!" Darren went to the table. An angry woman was waiting. Mid-40s, Karen haircut, already had her phone out recording. "This is outrageous! I said no pickles!" "I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll make a new one, right?" The woman threw the burger at Darren. Ketchup and mayo splattered on his uniform. "Do your job properly! Where's your manager? I want you fired!" The entire restaurant went silent. Darren was frozen. Some customers were recording. Great, he thought. I'll be on WorldStar as the McDonald's loser. Kyle came over, already apologizing to the woman, offering free meals, throwing Darren under the bus. "Darren, clean up and come to the back." In the storage room, Kyle was waiting. The smell of frozen patties and cleaning chemicals filled the air. This is unacceptable. But Mr. Kyle, that woman, the customer is always right. You're a failure, Darren. You've been here 6 months and you're still incompetent. You're fired. Please, Mr. Kyle, I need this job. My mom, your mom? Your mom should tell you to get a real job. YouTube, Kyle laughed mockingly. You know how many kids come through here talking about YouTube, rap, sports? Dreams are for rich kids, Darren. You're not rich. You'll never be a YouTuber. You don't even have a face for it. No charisma, nothing. You can only work at McDonald's and you can't even do that. Each word was a dagger. Kyle continued, enjoying himself. You know what your problem is? You think you're special. You're not. You're just another nobody who will work minimum wage forever. Accept it. Please, one more chance. Get out. And bring the uniform back tomorrow. I'll dock your pay if you don't. You're lucky I don't charge you for the food that customer threw.
Darren went to the changing room, packed his things. His hands were shaking. He had $20 in his pocket, saved from tips. It had fallen on a burger, stained with grease, his last 20. Other workers avoided eye contact. They'd seen this before. Dreams crushed was part of the McDonald's experience. He went out the back door. The bus was in an hour. He didn't have the strength to wait. He sat next to the dumpsters and couldn't hold back the tears. 17 years old, jobless, $20 to his name, dreams crushed by people like Kyle. Maybe they were right. Maybe he was nothing. The rats scattered as he sat down. Even they had somewhere better to be. He pulled out his phone, opened YouTube app, looked at his channel. 312 subscribers. He'd been posting videos every day for 6 months. Nobody was watching. His latest video, Day in My Life, had 23 views. He'd spent 4 hours editing it after a 10-hour shift. Maybe I should quit, he whispered. Just then, a notification came. New comment. Bro, you're funny. Keep going. Darren read the comment, read it again. Someone was watching. He was loved. He clicked on the commenter's profile. Just a random person, no profile picture, but they'd watched 5 of his videos. They cared. Darren stood up, wiped his tears, started walking home, 8 kilometers. As he walked, he thought, Kyle might be right. Maybe he was nothing right now, but he wouldn't stay that way forever. The walk took 2 hours, past closed shops, dark streets, broken dreams. But with each step, his resolve grew stronger. When he got home, it was 5 a.m. His mother was waiting in the kitchen. Darren Watkins, 43, worked 2 jobs to keep them afloat. She hadn't slept, worried sick. Darren, where were you, son? Mom, I got fired. The woman hugged her son. She smelled the grease, saw the stains, felt his pain. It doesn't matter, baby. You'll find another job. No, Mom, I'm not finding another job. I'm doing YouTube full-time. But Darren, money. I'll make money, Mom. One day, I promise. That Kyle guy will regret it. They'll all regret it. His mother looked at him, saw the determination, the fire. She'd seen it before, in his father before he left. But this was different. This was pure. Okay, baby, I believe in you. But you have 6 months. If it doesn't work, it'll work, Mom. It has to. That night, Darren didn't sleep. He recorded videos until morning, edited, uploaded. Title, I got fired from McDonald's, but I don't care. In the video, he was raw, real, talked about his dreams, his struggles, Kyle's words. He didn't hide the pain. He turned it into fuel. The video went viral. First time getting 100K views. Comments were full of support. People loved Darren's energy, his authenticity. They'd been there. They understood. Bro, forget that manager. You got this. Subscribed. Show them wrong. 6 months later, he passed 1 million subscribers. He bought his mom a car. 1 year later, first major sponsorship deal. 2 years later, he was a millionaire. In 2023, they asked in an interview, Speed, what's the secret to success? In 2018, I cried behind a McDonald's one night. It was the worst moment of my life, but also the best moment, because that night I made a decision. Either I was going to make this work or die trying. There was no other option. What about that manager, Kyle? Speed smiled. I heard he still works there, sometimes watches my videos. I'm not angry at him. He did me a favor. If
If he hadn't fired me, maybe I'd still be there frying potatoes. Finally, what advice for young people? Listen, everyone will tell you your dreams are stupid. Employers, friends, sometimes even family. But if you believe, keep going. I started with 312 subscribers, now 20 million. I drive a Lamborghini past those dumpsters where I cried that night, but I don't forget, those tears made me who I am. And Speed really didn't forget. Every year, on the anniversary of being fired, he'd go to that McDonald's and eat. He'd leave $1,000 tips for each worker. One day, Kyle recognized him. "You, Darren?" "Hey, Mr. Kyle," Speed said, smiling. "How are you?" Kyle's face turned red. Thank you," Speed said, "for firing me. You saved my life." Kyle looked older, tired, still in the same uniform, just more worn. "I was wrong," Kyle said quietly. I watch your streams sometimes." Speed nodded. "It's all good, Mr. Kyle. We all have our journey." And Speed walked out. Outside, millions of fans waited for him, but inside, that 17-year-old kid was still there. The crying kid with dreams who never gave up. That was Speed's story. Before becoming a millionaire, he was just Darren, working at McDonald's, getting fired, crying Darren. But most importantly, the Darren who never gave up, because sometimes rock bottom is just the foundation for your empire.